Have you ever wondered if the way you touch yourself now might not be the way your body really needs it, especially after 60? You're not alone. In fact, this is one of the most common questions I hear from older men, not only about whether it's still okay to masturbate, but also about how to do it safely, respectfully, and in a way that actually supports your health rather than exhausting it. I'm Dr. Karol. I've worked with thousands of men like you. Men who want to stay connected to their bodies, feel confident in their sexuality, and age with dignity and strength. And in today's video we're going to talk about something that is rarely discussed, but is incredibly important. How to masturbate safely after 60, and the big 3 mistakes you should absolutely avoid. It's not about embarrassment, it's not about performance, it's about protecting your circulation, your prostate, your hormones, and your emotional well-being. So if you've ever felt insecure about what's normal or what's safe, you're in the right place. Let's start with why this is important in the first place. First, I want to assure you of something important. Masturbation isn't just normal, it's genuinely healthy, especially as we age. You see, as the years go by, many men begin to question whether their body still needs this kind of release, or worse, they begin to feel ashamed for still wanting it. But here's the truth. Gentle and regular self-stimulation is one of the simplest and most natural ways to support your male health after 60. It helps keep blood circulating through the penis, nourishes the prostate, reduces stress hormones, and even helps improve sleep quality by calming the nervous system. But, and this is a critical point, the way your body responds to touch in your 60s or 70s is very different than it did in your 20s or 30s. And there's no shame in that. It's not a failure, it's biology. As we age, our skin becomes thinner. Nerve endings that once fired instantly now require a little more persuasion, and blood vessels, especially in sensitive areas, can be more reactive and easily tightened. That's why your approach to self-pleasure must evolve along with your body. It's not about using more force or chasing intensity like you once did. It's about tuning in, being aware, being present, listening to your body carefully rather than treating it like a machine you need to fix. When you slow down and engage with yourself in a more thoughtful way, the experience becomes not only more pleasurable, but much more beneficial to your long-term health. Many men never hear this. No one teaches them that old patterns might no longer serve their body, so they keep doing what they've always done and end up feeling frustrated, disconnected, or even a little bruised physically and emotionally. But the moment you realize that your body just wants something different now, something slower, kinder, more nutritious, that's when things start to change. That's when a new kind of pleasure becomes available, a kind that feels deeply connected and restful. And that brings us to the first mistake so many men make, often without realizing it. The first big mistake is one that I see over and over again, rushing. And while it may seem like a small thing, I want you to really pause and consider it, because the impact of rushing through self-pleasure at this age is greater than most men realize. Many older men treat masturbation as something they need to get over with. It becomes a habit of speed done quickly, with tension, often in silence and secrecy. But the truth is, this kind of rushed stimulation can quietly start working against you, especially after you're 60. Here's what happens when you rush. Your nervous system remains in a state of alertness. Your blood vessels constrict instead of expanding. Your heart rate may increase, but not in a healthy, relaxed way, but rather from stressed, shallow breathing. Your brain is still looking for danger or disruption, and instead of receiving deep, nourishing blood flow to the penis, your body stays on edge. This prevents you from really relaxing into the feel and the result. You may end up feeling unsatisfied, feel a little sore, or worse. You may find it increasingly difficult to achieve arousal. When this becomes a repeated pattern, your body is trained to associate touch with tension, not with safety, not with calm. And that means that your arousal process, which should be gentle and pleasant, becomes more mechanical, more rigid, and less responsive. The good news is that this can be absolutely changed, and it starts with a simple change. Giving yourself more time, even if only a few extra minutes, to slow down, take a deep breath, and get to the moment can change everything. You don't need to make it a spa ritual unless you want to, but creating a little window where you don't get pulled in 5 directions, don't check your phone, don't wait to be interrupted, tells your body that it's safe to let go, and when your body feels safe, the blood vessels soften, the nerves awaken, the tissues respond again, and that, my friend, is when true satisfaction occurs, not through pressure, not through speed, but through presence, giving your body the gentle attention it has been silently asking for all along. The second mistake, and this is a common one that often develops over time without even realizing it, is using too much pressure. I can't stress this enough. Many men, especially after 50 or 60, begin to grip harder or move more aggressively during self-stimulation. Sometimes it's out of habit, sometimes it's because the body feels a little less sensitive and they're just trying to feel something. But while the intention makes sense, the outcome can cause more harm than good in the long run. Here's the thing. The penis is not just skin and muscle. It is composed of a delicate sponge such as blood vessels, sensitive nerve endings, and connective tissue that is designed to best respond to constant and gentle stimulation. When you use a tight grip repeatedly, it creates friction, compression, and tension in those tissues. Over time, this can lead to decreased sensation where nerves stop responding as they used to. Some men even develop what has been informally called death grip syndrome, where their body is trained to respond only to a very specific type of pressure and movement, usually their own hand. This makes it much more difficult to enjoy intimacy with a partner or experience natural arousal. It can also lead to pain, irritation, or small tears in the skin that you may not even notice at first. And if that area becomes inflamed or damaged, it can make future stimulation less comfortable, less enjoyable, and more stressful. That creates a cycle, and it's one that you can absolutely break. The solution has to do with gentleness. Try to loosen the grip a bit. If it feels strange at first, that's okay. It may take a few days or weeks for your body to adjust, but it will. You can also use a natural, unscented lubricant to reduce friction and protect the skin. Focus more on how the experience feels rather than trying to make it. Take a deep breath, relax your body, and think of this not as a run or a chore, but as a kind of therapeutic massage, something meant to keep your tissue healthy, your circulation flowing, and your mind in sync with your body. The closer you approach this time with patience and kindness, the more rewarding it becomes. You don't have to force pleasure, you just have to allow it under the right conditions. Now, the third mistake might catch you off guard because it has nothing to do with the way you touch your body. It has everything to do with how you feel about it and ignoring the emotional side of yourself. Pleasure is something that many older men have done for years without realizing the impact. Because let's face it, most of us were never taught that our emotions and our hormones are connected, that our thoughts, our memories, our stress levels, all shape how we experience touch and arousal. For some men this shows up as shame. Maybe you were raised to believe that masturbation was wrong, dirty, or something you should hide. For others, it's about the changes that come with age. The way your body looks, the way it responds, how long it takes. And little by little these thoughts can become silent sources of stress. You start to ask yourself, am I normal? It is okay. And instead of finding comfort in the experience, you feel tension, guilt, or even avoidance. But here's what's important to remember. Emotions that are repressed do not go away. They are stored in the body, in the muscles, in the breath, even in the way blood flows over time. This emotional weight can lead to performance, anxiety, disconnection from your body, and even depression. And for many men that loss of connection becomes a loss of desire, not because their body can't respond, but because their heart no longer feels safe in the experience. So what can you do? First, start with compassion. Remember, it's not about performance or proving anything. It's about connection, healing, taking care of yourself in a deeply personal way, and if you find it difficult, that's okay too. Talk to someone. It could be a doctor, a therapist, even a friend who understands what you're going through. There's nothing weak about needing support. In fact, it takes strength to open up about something so personal. You deserve to feel safe in your own skin. You deserve to enjoy your body no matter your age. And being honest about your emotions can be one of the most powerful steps toward that. It's not just about physical release. It's about self-respect, and it starts with letting go of shame and replacing it with understanding. Now that we've gone over the 3 biggest mistakes, let's focus on something hopeful. How to create a healthy, safe, and satisfying self-care routine that includes masturbation. One who supports your health, honors your experience, and feels good in every sense of the word. Start with cleaning. Make sure your hands are clean. If you use tools, cloths, or towels, keep them clean as well. Try to create a space that feels calm in a place where you can be alone, undistracted, and relaxed. Use a natural, fragrance-free lubricant to protect the skin and soften things. And always pay attention to what your body is telling you. If you feel pain, discomfort, tightness, or notice any changes such as swelling, sores, or irritation, don't ignore it. These could be signs of something deeper like inflammation, circulatory problems, or even a prostate-related condition, and a doctor can help. But when done with care and attention, this practice can become a source of health. And if you're feeling insecure or like you're starting over after years of disconnecting, that's perfectly fine. Many men rediscover their connection to their bodies in their 60s or 70s. It is not a regression, it is evolution. It's learning what your body needs now, not what it used to need. And that's a beautiful thing. You're not broken, you're not past your prime, you're simply in a new phase of life, one that calls for more care, more intention, and more kindness. And when you respond to your body with that kind of care, it will often respond in powerful and beautiful ways. So tonight, or whenever you feel ready, give yourself the gift of attention. No acting, no pressure, just presence. You deserve it. And if you found this helpful, consider subscribing because your body is still important, your pleasure still matters, and your confidence is worth protecting. Until next time. Stay strong, stay curious, and take care of yourself.